Okay. All right. How do we connect to our devices? Okay. So remember, to recap, we need a USB to serial adapter. Okay. All right. That's the first thing we need. Okay. All right. You can get this anywhere. Okay, you can even get it from Best Buy. All right. I'm not sure if Walmart has it, but still, nonetheless, Best Buy would be your best bet. Probably like $30. Okay, maybe even 40. Okay. All right. If you are going to buy your own laptop, okay, and want a COM port on it, all right, you have to request that because the chances of you getting a laptop that's not used, okay, brand new with a COM port on it, all right, it's slim to none. All right, so you have to request this, okay, all right, and you have to load the drivers. Most of them Windows comes with the drivers, okay. If the drivers do not come with them, all right, meaning that it does not come with drivers on the disk, okay, or it's not on the company's website like Belkin, okay, if you get a Belkin one, um, then try doing a Windows update, okay, and 9 times out of 10 that will help for you. All right, now, okay, we are going to go and make sure ours is working as always. Okay, something I always do. Okay, we come down to our device manager and look for ports. Okay, all right. If you do not have the drivers installed, okay, this ports won't be here, or the ports will be here. Okay, and the device will be there, and be um uh with a little error message, like it's like it's there, but it's not working. Okay, all right. So now, okay, we're not going to be looking at this or this or this. Okay, because these are Bluetooth links. I don't know where they come from. All right, but here we are, COM port 4. Okay, so now, okay, we are going to, all right, use a program called Putty. Okay. Now, there's two ways to do Putty. I like to install it. Okay. All right. Okay. Go to Putty's website. All right, and download it. Putty.org. Don't get it from anywhere else. Okay. Just get it from the original place. All right. There's two ways of installing this. Okay. Either as an MSA, an application, or an exe, okay? Meaning that the exe file is not going to be installing it. So, you're working for a company, you don't have administrative rights on your laptop, okay? Now, you're a network engineer, most of the time you can, call the help desk and get those rights updated, okay, for your group policies, and they will allow you to have administrative rights, meaning you can install any application you want. Some companies won't let you do that at all. Okay, all right. They're just like, no, you can't do it. All right. Any software you want, you get it from our software center. Okay. So Putty's not on there. Okay. Oh well. Okay. You're out of luck, or you go and get an exe file to download, and there is no installation. It's just a executable that will run, and you don't need administrative rights to run that application. Okay. All right, so now, all right, now, the default settings of Putty, okay, meaning your speed, your stop bits, and all that stuff, okay, is 9 times out of 10 the settings that you need to log into a Cisco device, okay? That's 9600 baud rate, 8 data bits, no peri bits, one stop bit, and flow control off. Okay? Now, Secure CRT is another program to use, which I would recommend. Some companies won't pay for it, but I always bought my own, so it's a great program to use. Hyperterminal, you're not going to see those anymore. I don't even know if Windows 7 had Hyperterminal or not. Not sure. But that will be in your control panel on the programs and turn features on and off. Okay, to actually get Hyperterminal installed. So now your connecting parameters, okay, are necessity. Okay, meaning I hate when it does this. How do I get rid of this? See if I remember. Ba, 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 ba. Is it proofing? It's display, isn't it? Is it containers? I had to look it back up. I can't remember. Let's get rid of this stupid little green, little thing that Microsoft does sometimes. It's just like there's no purpose of it. I mean, why do you do this? Okay, but nonetheless, I gotta remember how to take that off. So nonetheless, because it's interfering with my flow. So these might be the default parameters for you to log into a Cisco device. Okay, but it's not set in stone. Okay, these can change in two methods. One, someone physically goes into the device and changes the baud rate, okay? Or a particular platform or device from Cisco has different connection parameters, meaning you have to go onto their website to find out what they are, okay? All right, so, but with us, okay, there we go. Okay, notice I hit enter several times in order to get it, but I'm in, okay? And this is my home switch that I use to actually move my data across my network. Okay, if I wanted to change, okay, the baud rate here. All right, don't worry about the commands I'm worrying, doing right now. It's all right. We'll get there eventually. All right. Oops. Oh, are you serious? Okay, let's find out what commands we have here. I could change the data bits. I could change my flow control if I wanted to. Oh, speed. Okay. All right. And look at the speeds that we can change this to. However, your program, okay, like Putty, I don't think you can go over 1,000 or 115,400, something like that. I don't think you can go higher than that. Okay. So why would I want to do this? Okay. Because sometimes I want to do this. All right. You got to understand this is the speed of your COM port and the speed of your terminal program or application must be the same. Okay? And you gotta understand why. What you're doing is setting a queue size, okay? Or a buffer size, okay? And a buffer speed, okay? So, if I'm running my buffer at 9600, okay? And I am running my terminal at 10,000, okay? All right, or let's say 1,000, okay? What's going to happen is I'm going to be sending traffic to that buffer on the COM port faster than it can receive it. Okay, and it will not be able to communicate. It's speaking apples to oranges. Okay, it's speaking totally two different languages. So the speed must be correct, exactly the same, I should say. Okay, now let's say I have 1,000 lines of config. Okay, and I copy them all on a notepad and just paste them in this terminal window at 9600 baud rate. The problem is, what's going to happen is the queue is only moving at a certain speed. And eventually that queue is going to get filled up. And once it does, okay, it's going to start dropping data at the end. It's called tail dropping. And what ends up happening is you have filled up the queue, and now every line, once that queue gets filled up, okay, let's say you got like 50 commands put in, command 51 and below are all going to fail, okay, because you're not sending the right amount of information, okay, all right, it's a domino effect, okay, so I would change my speed to, 115,000, all right, and then I could paste thousands and thousands of commands at a time because the speed of it is so much faster, the queue never gets filled up. No tail dropping is going to be done because the queue is being emptied before I'm filling it up with my pasting. Okay? So yeah, there's reasons for doing this, okay? Now when I worked for a particular company at the time, okay, what these people were doing when I got there, all right, and it's funny because they hired me because of my Cisco skill set, all right, and the company was pre-configuring the routers and the switches, okay, before they were sent it to their customers. All right, that means new equipment would come to them, not the customer, okay, and they provided the service of preloading the configurations for the customer. So all they had to do was plug it in, plug and play, right? Okay, and the people who were doing this had no idea what a Cisco router or switch was. Okay, they had no business pasting any commands. Okay, and because they were using 96 baud rate, 9600. Okay, these people would paste 10 commands in at a time. 10 commands. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Okay, so when I got there, okay, I would change the baud rate, okay, all right, and make sure that I would put the speed back to 9600, okay, so on and so on. And you know what's funny? I could paste the entire notepad config, okay, when I changed it to 115,000. All right, now, okay, when I explained this to my manager, okay, this guy, which you'll find a lot in our field, is, my way or the highway, okay, mentality, okay, and wants me to do it, okay, because that's how he sees the only way of it being 100% accurate. I'm like, dude, that's crazy. If you want accuracy, okay, all right, do a diff on the actual on the configs of your actual notepad. I said I'll show you how to do it, put it in a notepad, and compare the configs after the fact, okay? And boy, I mean, he was just like, you know what, Kyle, why don't you just do what you're told? Okay, it's your way or the highway. See ya. It was literally, I lasted a week, okay? With no regrets, no remorse whatsoever. It's time for me to go. All right, because you hired me as a serious Cisco person to take you to the next level, okay? But you're not serious about doing next level. You just want things done your way, okay? And that's just not how I do things, okay? All right, and not to mention the fact I don't need you. It's the opposite way around, okay? And there's plenty of people out there that need my skill set, and those are the people I want to service, Okay, all right. Nobody wants to sell someone a pizza that wants a steak sub. Okay, nobody wants that. All right. So what this person won't provide, somebody else will. Okay. All right. Find yourself another Cisco guy that wants to sit there and just and do what you're told. I'm not sitting there pacing in 10 commands at a time to make you feel better. Okay. It's clear your lack of knowledge of how these devices work is why you're in the predicament that you are, and why you're having people that don't have any Cisco device skills, okay, are working on these devices and pacing configs. You will run across these things many times in your career. Okay, same company. All right. What was happening was, and I don't know why. Um, I think the company that they were buying the Cisco stuff from was a reseller, and that reseller was putting on base configs as well. So it was kind of weird. So you're having two stops. It's ridiculous. It was ridiculous. First of all, you're hiring it. You're hiring. I mean, you're ordering something from a reseller. You had that reseller putting on particular commands. Okay, all right. This reseller is changing. Okay, literally changing the baud rates. It comes to you. Okay, you are deeming. Okay, you're pasting configs in for a particular customer. Oh, I know what it was. So, okay, I know what it was. The only time that the company that I was working for was pasting on extra configs based on top of the base configs that the reseller do is for particular clients. Okay, that's what it was. All right. Their warehouse was a mess. Okay, okay, and when they would ship out these devices, okay, all right, I cannot tell you how many devices was returned. Okay, how many devices that their clients return back to us, and how many devices they return back to the reseller as defective units for no reason. Okay? It was just a speed command that was mismatched. Okay? And that's why. They thought because these weird characters would come on the screen, okay, that it was effective. Dude, I'm like mind blown. Like, what the hell's going on? Okay, and it just shows you. Okay, this is why. This is why our skill set is needed. This is ridiculous, and the reseller is accepting this. It's just like, are you kidding me? All right, the returns were outrageous, outrageous. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna close this. Actually, no, I'm just gonna do this. Okay, and I'm gonna change this to actually, what's the next speed? It should tell me. You know what? Let's do it this way. Let's go here. See, that's kind of like why I like secure CRT because it has a drop down menu. 19200. Okay. I'll just do 4800. Okay. All right. So as you see, we get an access denied. Okay. What I wanted to show you is what happens when the window will open up with different speeds. Okay, you get these weird little characters on there because that's the whole thing. They're not speaking the same language. Okay, and I'm just like, that's why when I left, okay, a week later, I was just like, guys, this is you don't need someone like me. Okay, what you need is a puppet. Okay, all right, that's why you have puppets doing things that you want them to do, and you're more you want things done your way, and you want puppets doing what they're told. Okay, all right, as long as is what you are directing them to do. It has nothing to do with anything as far as customer relations, anything of being more efficient or doing the job right. It's all about you giving instructions and people bowing down to your will. Okay? You're going to run across that in that field. All right? However, the reason why this video is trying to explain to you is this is important. Okay? All right? I have gotten devices all across the board from eBay that has not worked, and every one of them I have brought back to life. Okay? The only thing that I have never been able to fix are bad ports. Okay? And when you get a switch or a router with a bad port, 9 times out of 10, okay, you're going to get another bad port later on. Okay? All right? And all you do is shut them down, put a description on the port and says, does not work, or put tape over that port, okay, knowing that, because you got like 4 or 5 bad ports, but the rest of them are fine, okay? Not really a reason to, get a new switch, all right? Now, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Be strong, be determined, be Cisco.